It saturates our planet and our bodies. 70% of our body is water. 70% of Earth is covered by water.
Good evening and welcome to everybody for this inaugural function once again. Voices from the Water Film Festivals initiated by Bangalore Film Society in 2005. And we thought this is perhaps an effective way of connecting with everybody internationally to talk about and share thoughts and ideas about water. And this particular film, through this particular film festival, we aim to bring together grassroots level water activists, environmentalists, scientists, policymakers, filmmakers, lecturers, scholars, artists and working professionals from all walks of life to engage in a process of learning and debate on various water issues. Voices from the Waters has established its relevance over the last 5 years, and we have been consistently receiving films for this festival from across the world, underlining the global importance of water. This year we have received over 120 films from across the continents. People like you will certainly enthuse the audience.
Interesting book about the history of drains in the world. Of course, the first liquid human beings tried nothing other than water. We do not know when we started human beings going to a stream with the hands they were taking. Human beings were taking water. What is the next thing after water came to existence in the world? I'm not saying that the history book was talking. It is a fermented water, that is beer. And that is started in probably in 4th or 5th, 500 years of BC. The next drink came is wine.
In the next days, you will have installations in the garden, in the atrium. Why? Because this is a nice space that we try to maintain, probably because we take care of our environment. Not over the water, because we don't have water, but we know that all this is in relation. You understand me? So that's why we accepted your idea of the festival, and mostly because I personally, I'm convinced of the efforts we have to make to defend, to preserve the water, as you say, the father.
उम्मीद को आग लगा जरा, सहरा की प्यास बुझा जरा, घर इतना बरस के गलने लगूं, मैं पानी के ऊपर तरने लगूं। बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे। ओ बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे। बहने दे घनघोर घटा, बहने दे पानी की तरह, सागर में जा गिरना है, बहने दे नदिया की तरह। शर्त लगी है मर जाने की, जीना है तो प्यार में, देह कहीं भी हो मेरा, जान रखी है यार। दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे। ओ बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे मुझे, बहने दे। बहने दे घनघोर घटा, बहने दे पानी की तरह, सागर में जा गिरना है, बहने दे नदिया की तरह।
At the outset, let me say thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this festival, to start it off, to inaugurate it. It's a real honor for me. Thank you so much for having me here. Earlier, Mr. George Kuti, while he was introducing all of us, he introduced me as a singer, an actor, and an activist. I have to say that this word is kind of new to me for myself. I've never thought of myself as an activist of any kind for any particular thing. I just believe that I need to live my life the way that I believe I need to live it. And if there's something that means a lot to me, then I need to incorporate that into how I live my life. I grew up right here in Bangalore, in Malleshwaram, about 1 kilometer away from the Indian Institute of Science, where my mother Nirmala has worked all my life. And so I've always been surrounded by two words. One is sustainable and one is conservation.
Bendakaluru We come from water, and it preserves us all. It saturates our planet and our bodies. 70% of our body is water. 70% of Earth is covered by water.
There's too much light at the back, so it's better if you can turn this way. One more. This would be better.
And this is the director.
If you could
His
face
name is?
Sanjeev Chat.
So this is all starting.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's move on.
Don't be shy. We've travelled a long way to be here and I'm so privileged to be here, and I have been absolutely a student of these films.
First of all, thank you to George for this wonderful festival, and he's correct, we have been students, very educational films, and it's given us a lot of food for thought. Just on the website, like Jay said, if you go on the website, there's plenty of information, transcripts, press kit, supplementary interviews, anything you need to know, and links to groups that are fighting this issue in Australia and around the world, and scientific databases, anything you could want. And if there's any questions, just email us. That's the best way to contact us, and I'm happy to give any information that I possibly can to anybody.
We will take questions at the end, so yeah, please stay. I hope you enjoy the
That's your silicate fluoride poisons. That is a combination of your sodium silicate fluoride and your sodium hexafluorosilicate. So drink up Queenslanders, drink up Australians. And this is also the other one. This is also the other one you get in your water supplies, which is the sodium fluoride. This is the bed buddy of this one. Dangerous, toxic by its poison, of course, toxic by ingestion.
Growing population and demand on water, there is huge shortage of water, especially drinking water of particular standard which is safe for consumption. Bangalore too is facing this as a growing metropolis, the state of Karnataka, especially rural areas, and the nation as a whole. So much so many experts have expressed the apprehension that the next world war may be because of water conflict. I hope that day is far, far away, it will never come. Having said that, here we are today as part of Voices of Water, the 6th International Film Festival, and today is the important concluding event wherein we deliberate on groundwater, its state, and looking at it from 3 perspectives. So, it has been our pleasant responsibility to be organizing today's workshop. Swaraj did organize another workshop in 2008 wherein we looked at from the perspective of climate change and how coping mechanisms are coming up within the farming community and the role of water. And today we are focusing especially on groundwater. So, friends, with that, I want to say that we are indeed very delighted that you are here. I would now like to quickly lead into the program and want to. We have privilege to have several friends and dignitaries, friends from government departments. Who are heading the respective government departments. We have friends from NGOs, we have friends from universities and research institutions, from the media. So I want to welcome each one of you for having honored our invitation and for having your concern for water and for groundwater has brought you here today. And we want to thank you for your time with us. And I hope that our time during this day, the next few hours, will be really very enlightening for each one of us. We have several experts amidst us, and we hope at the end of the day, together we'll be able to come up with some key recommendations that we can adapt and share for us to follow and also to recommend for other of our friends and stakeholders follow. So now it's my privilege to welcome the following friends and dignitaries to the dais.
And water basically stems from 2 of our board members, Rajinder Singh and D.K. Mishra. Mishra ji works with Kosi, and of course Rajinder needs no introduction, and he looks at Ganga. Why am I mentioning this in today's conference? Because today it doesn't seem to matter which part of the country you are in or in which parts of the world you are in, because all of us are facing the water challenge. There are more competent people than me who will speak on the groundwater and related matters. But when Mohan requested if I could say a few words, I think 2 or 3 broad ideas came to my mind, and I won't take more than 5 minutes, given that we have kind of started a little late. I think the first one that has always bothered me in this debate and being a president of Swaraj has even been a concern of, has been a source of concern and anguish, is the fact that what is the discourse today around water? Is the discourse about water as a commodity, or is it about water as a right? Why am I bringing this to the table up front when we are discussing? Because in the last 20 years, what we are witnessing in India is actually changing dynamics in the context of globalization. Two elements that I particularly want to mention, and the last 2 weeks many of you have been witness to what is going on at the center, which I think is reflection of the larger reality that one, every issue, and in this case it is water, is indeed complex. Two, that a country like ours, which is so diverse, has no single solutions. Third, who owns water? Who needs water? Who uses water? If we begin to ask some of these questions, I think there are multiple stakeholders at different levels. The fourth and the most important one is, who provides water? And I think this is going to be an interesting question as we go forward, because as citizens we would expect that the government provides water. But yet, very interestingly, large parts of India buy water. So effectively the private sector has a very strong role in terms of distribution of water. But even more importantly is, what is the role of civil society in this entire discussion? And that is the place that I want to spend a few minutes in. As we are discussing water, and I'll focus just on water in this conference, the first thing that comes to our mind is there a need for regulation? What all are the elements that have to be regulated? There's no doubt, and nobody, and I'm sure my esteemed colleagues here would definitely talk about it, there is a need for regulation of all kinds around groundwater and all other forms of water. But
you can always stop me at any point and ask so that I can share my thoughts and learn as well. Quickly I'll go through this for want of the time. I would like to bring to your attention how we are looking at groundwater today from a scientific perspective, and what probably the way we are going, where are the gaps and so on. That's what is essentially said in this. Please move the slide. So, some of you may know that groundwater is very important to India, and because every day you use it in various contexts. Some people in agriculture community use a lot of groundwater, in urban environment we use a lot of groundwater, and so on. What interests is that India is in fact one of the major users of groundwater today in the world. In fact, we use a large amount of groundwater. I understand we do not know the numbers of wells which are dig in the country, but we seem to have something like probably about 25+ million wells, which is much larger than any other country has in the planet Earth. So we also bring nearly a large percentage of use of this groundwater, and it has been increasing a lot. So there have been some assessments made at a global scale to understand how the groundwater would be and what are the kind of systems, etc. So I'm not dwell so much, but if you look at the graph over here, what is interesting is that we have large spatial variations of use of groundwater. In the southern peninsula, the amount of storage of groundwater in the rocks is small, the recharge is also small, and the utilization is high. So there is a demand versus the nature replenishment, where mismatches can happen, and we find that we have difficulties. Similarly, in the alluvial system, even though the storage is high, the utilization is also high. So we have problems of that kind. So if you look at, just to give some of these slides might give us some idea about what's happening. So there has been a very good system in place in India, relative to several other